Mona,
Yeah.
many of your participants are waiting to be inducted.
Yes. We made it a live stream also.
But
Because-
ask them to admit them into this.
Yeah, there is a separate team. They are doing that work, admitting them.
Okay, because I could see them. That's why I asked this. Okay.
Now it reached to 100.
Okay, very nice. Yeah.
So I feel extremely pleasure to welcome everyone to this much awaited international workshop on research methodology. And I'm glad to be here with you among most esteemed personalities who have won accolades in their respective fields. Now let us say kickstart to our workshop. I would like to express my deepfelt gratitude towards you all who sincerely registered and be on time to the workshop in spite of your hectic schedule. The Department of English and Other Indian Languages function under the School of Applied Science and Humanities at Vijnan Foundation for Science, Technology and Research, Vadlamudi, Guntur, Andhra Pradesh of India. As there are many participants from 9 states and 2 other countries also here, so that I am giving a brief introduction to our department. Our department offers MA English and PhD program and is supported by 28 faculty members, out of which 24 doctorate degree holders from various reputed universities across India who strive to strengthen liberal education of students on campus. The department also offers minor courses in creative writing in English, introduction to appreciating literature, and other languages like Sanskrit, Hindi, French, German, and Spanish. The department provides opportunity for specialized and interdisciplinary research in language, literature, translation, and cultural studies. Currently, 5 scholars awarded doctorate degree and 7 scholars under the verge of their submission, and 32 research scholars are pursuing their PhD program in different areas like ELT, literature, and translation. As you know, the objective of this workshop, research in any area involves both a philosophical and systematic approach. It involves the setting of a hypothesis, testing, observation, collecting, recording, analyzing, and in other words, it is an amalgamation of techniques, procedures, which enables the researcher to know and understand the phenomena to focus. Towards this, the Department of English and Other Foreign and Indian Languages is proposing
and a few from other countries like Sri Lanka, Uzbekistan, and Middle East. So it's a pleasure for me to have an eminent researcher, Professor Venkat Reddy, to initiate the series of lectures which are being offered as a part of the research methodology workshop. The target group is, of course, our own scholars who are pursuing their coursework, and this research methodology workshop was initially designed to help them out in planning for the research. But we thought that it would be a good idea to open it to a larger audience and welcome other people who are also pursuing their own research. Many of us are also struggling with our own research. So for all of us who are already having research goals, I think this workshop will provide a kind of refresher and help us to relook at our own techniques and strategies that we employ while pursuing our research. So it is an honor and a privilege to have Professor Venkat Reddy, who is equally well-versed with both literature and ELT. I have had an occasion to interact with him a couple of times, and we have invited him to be our subject expert even for faculty recruitment. So I have seen how erudite a scholar he is, and I thought that it would be befitting that this series of lectures, these 10 lectures which are being rolled out as a part of a research methodology workshop should be kickstarted by him, because he will be able to set a certain foundation or certain platform for the other lectures that are shortly to follow. So once again, I thank the team from my department, and of course, the 5 coordinators who have been pursuing this whole objective of designing a good workshop with eminent speakers. And of course, they are guided by some of us, like me and Professor Mohana Charilu, but they have done wonderful work. And the audience, as I can see, are eager to interact with Professor Venkat Reddy, sir, and will not stand in between the audience and our speaker today. So once again, I thank Professor Venkat Reddy, sir, for graciously accepting our invitation and for being willing to initiate the series of lectures which are being offered as a part of the RM workshops. Thank you very much, sir. And I would like to just make a small confession. My bandwidth actually is very low, and today, since afternoon, we don't have any power here. So, Venkat Reddy,
that's
sir,
terrible.
please don't.
No problem. Hello.
Thank you, madam, for making an initiation of this international workshop. I would like to present a brief profile of today's our resource person. There is a saying in our Telugu that is Jagamerigana Brahmanunik Jandhamela. Professor Venkat Reddy needs no introduction, because he has been active in academic pursuit for close to 3 decades of teaching and training at all levels of language education as well as language teacher education. He is an avid reader, an eloquent and effective presenter, and a passionate learning facilitator, and also a compassionate leader who worked in Afghanistan, Vietnam, and the teacher education project sponsored by Government of India. Professor Venkat Reddy shines in the training, teaching, administration, and more importantly, spreading a positive energy in whatever he does with a dash of fresh humor. And Professor Reddy is donning in multiple roles, as he is engaged in the creating and sharing of knowledge and in and outside confines of academic year. And I would like to invite Professor Venkat Reddy to enlighten our gathering here. And I also request him to make your influence, as most of the scholars and the faculty members here are very much loved and much affectionate on you. Whenever we released the brochure, everyone said that Venkat Reddy sir is our own, so that 50% of the participants are sharing, and they are sharing that you are their own. In spite of that, I would like to say on this occasion that Venkat Reddy sir is my Bachman friend. Above all, I thank on behalf of Department of English and other Indian and foreign languages of Vignan, VFSTR, deemed to be university, to invite an eminent and Professor Venkat Reddy to be on the panel of our recruitment of the university level. And also I request him to be on the board of studies also in coming days. Now over to Professor Venkat Reddy sir to initiate the workshop.
Okay, thank you, Mona, and thank you, Professor Sarada, and thank you, Vignan, for holding this workshop on nitty-gritties and everything, or all about research in language teaching and literature. And initially, when I was contacted, I was informed that this presentation will be only for the research scholars of Vignani University. I think now I understand that it's now open to everyone who would have registered to attend these workshops. Thank you also, Mona, for introducing me in such a flowery manner. Let me try to live up. We've got only, it's 1 hour, roughly 1 hour, 10 minutes, and we can't do so much about research because it's spanning across 5-6 days, as I see the brochure. Can you hear me, everyone? Mona, you please
Yes,
open.
yes, it is open. It is open. It is here.
Now unmute all the mics. This is not a lecture, right? It's a workshop, as you claimed. I intend to make it interactive, and that's the deductive approach that I would like to follow. I've decided to follow for this presentation. So doing research, some fundamentals, so based on which other speakers from tomorrow would also come up, other experts, resource persons from tomorrow would also not just introduce you, explain the basics that I'm introducing you today. I don't want to make it a lecture because you've already termed it's an international workshop, and a workshop is where everybody has to work and everybody has to participate in such a way that the topic progresses and comes to a logical conclusion. Mona, I guess you've opened you've unmuted them, right? All the participants?
We are on the work only. We are on the work, sir. We are muted because
unless you unmute. Okay, let me see.
Some of the people.
So that's the topic, and it's me. You've been introduced already. Now, what I'm going to do in the next 1 hour, 10 minutes of time given to me, what's in for this workshop, in this presentation? In this workshop, I'll follow the deductive method that involves discovering knowledge through activities, not by listening to me. I don't have anything new to load you with information. I do not want to be somebody who will transfer information from one end to the other. Let's all discover things. I'll share a narrative of a young postgraduate using which we'll learn how to transform ourselves from being a student to be a researcher. By listening to the narrative or by reading it, as I would like to share the narrative to you all, apart from reading it aloud, you will get to grasp the fundamentals which together form what is predominantly known as research in language and language teaching, particularly in arts and humanities and social sciences. So one thing is very clear, that it's going to be interactive.
Venkat, we are on that work only. We are unmuting all the participants. Just 2 minutes.
Hello, everyone. Can you hear me? Hello? You're unmuting, muting.
Yeah, we are doing that one only, sir, because the technical...
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
What about the participants?
Vijay Babu, sir. Sarkar, sir. Dr. Sarkar.
Sir, I made that option, allow participants to unmute themselves. They can unmute, I think.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. You are audible, sir. You are clear.
Yes, sir. I have enabled. They are.
Yes, you are audible, sir.
Dear
Reddy, sir, you are audible.
Dear participants, whenever the resource person asks anything else, then only respond. Until then, you mute it, and then whenever you want to exchange any idea, you unmute it. Okay? Right.
Okay, sir.
Sir, continue, sir.
Sir is muted, sir.
We are unable to listen to Reddy, sir.
Venkat Reddy sir, you unmute yourself there only, sir, because we have given the option to unmute themselves only to all the participants. Right.
Can you hear me now? Can you hear
Yeah.
me now, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
Yes,
You
sir.
are
Okay.
audible.
Only now or before as well?
Before also, sir.
Before also, sir. No problem, sir.
Or
Voice is audible,
go,
sir.
Okay. Did you hear this one? What is in, right? Did you hear this? That in this workshop?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
exactly. Therefore, I want all of you to brace up to, come up with your own views or experience, your knowledge about research. I'm sure you would have done some work already. And this is going to be in the form of a deductive method, not in the inductive form of giving lectures and giving you notes you can take down. You can read any fundamental, any course books on research methodology to know all the topics listed under my name, but here I would intend to interact with you, and through interaction, let's develop some of the key points, key issues that form what is called research methodology, everyone. Okay, this is in, and how am I going to address this problem or come up with these ideas? First, how to choose a topic. That's very important. And second, I would like to have what's research based on some anecdote. Third, why research? Fourth, how to locate a problem to research. Fifth one, research methodology or methods. Data collection. What are the different methods used to collect data? What's a pilot study? Which means in data collection, you may not have much in literature, but when you do research in language, that's linguistics, do research in language teaching, data collection is an essential and a significant part of our working for our working on a thesis. What's a pilot study? What's how to analyze data, and how to form a hypothesis? That is, what is hypothesis and how to form it? Steps to be followed in writing your thesis, and qualities of a researcher. And finally, I would conclude, and as fast as possible, because the time given is only 1 hour. Now, finally, conclusion, and if there are any questions to be addressed, we will certainly do that. Now, look at this. As I mentioned in the beginning, that I would, develop this topic by way of using something called a deductive method. And here I'm going to give you the story of Chinu. Chinu is a postgraduate in English language and literature. And just let's read about Chinu here. Okay, now I'll share the story with you since I have research methodology workshop 2. I'm sharing worksheet 1 with you all. You please, worksheet 1. I'm sharing that with you. Open your mobile and go to your WhatsApp. Access this story, research worksheet 1, because it's a workshop, it's not a lecture, and we together have to work in order to develop the topic. And this is the worksheet I've already shared with you. Have you all accessed it, everyone? Please access this worksheet.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
And one of you, can you read this up for us, everybody? This is this worksheet about Chinu, who did a postgraduate, who is a postgraduate, and now she is a scholar. Now, what's happening to Chinu? I'll read it out for you, maybe. Worksheet 1. Chinu was an average student initially. In the world, many of us are very average, and then you pick up things after you become, serious scholars. Chinu was an average student initially, but managed to pass an MA in first class. We should have worked hard, no doubt. She achieved this feat with sheer hard work and perseverance. She completed MA in English Language and Literature from Andhra University, Vizag. When she was in her final year of MA, like many of you, she saw many of his classmates going to their professors asking for topics to do PhD. So any research that you intend to do must have a topic falling in some area. This area could be linguistics, area could be ELT, and this area could be literature. So topic is an essential topics to do research. Others interacted with their seniors who were already doing research, and still others sat in the library and read the old thesis and books written in the area of literature, linguistics, and ELT, English language teaching, to discover topics to pursue research. Please understand there are three different ways Chinu has seen people working hard to find a topic to do research. So Chinu was not discovered topics to pursue research. Chinu was not impressed with any of these ways of finding a topic to undertake research. I'm sure you would have had this experience of asking your teachers to give you a topic, or asking your seniors to find a topic, or yourself would have sat in the library, digging through old theses to find a topic. And Chinu was not happy with this. What did she do? She was constantly reminded of, because there was some experience that Chinu went through, constantly reminded of what one of her seniors, told her. What is that? Casually said to her, she said, Chinu, working for a PhD on somebody's topic is just like nursing someone's child, not yours. You should locate your own problems. There ought to be a burning desire to find solutions to such problems. One way of finding problems in humanities and social sciences is taking to teaching. That is, by way of teaching, you will encounter a lot of issues. While teaching, you will get to read a text numerous times to interpret it. In this process, you will certainly come across issues, problems that require a systematic study. So she was reminded of a piece of advice that one of our seniors gave her. And so Chinu, when she saw others going to their teachers asking for a topic, and the second thing is senior asking for a topic, another sitting in the library digging into old thesis to find a topic. She's not impressed. She wants to find her own topic out of her own experience. Now, this observation worked on Chinu strongly. She thought, if I were to do my PhD, I'd do it on a problem that I would find it all by myself. So this is about Chinu. Now, all of you, brace up. What have you understood till now? Points to ponder. What is research? Please write down on a piece of paper and tell us. What have you understood the meaning of research from this part of the anecdote, narrative about Chinu? Everybody? Who would like to say, what is research? Or take time, write down. What is research?
Hello.
Yeah, what is research?
So actually, research is finding out solutions to some problem.
Wonderful. Please write down there. That's one of the ways. And what others would have understood? Excuse me, everybody. What have you understood from here?
Identifying a problem which was around us, based on that
Okay.
to find a solution.
Wonderful. Very nice. Identifying a problem, like Chinu, right? Chinu also said, we need to identify a problem, and then we should go about doing it. Is that right?
Yes.
I'm not able to expand this. Can somebody help? Because I want to see. Where is it? How to expand it? Participants.
I think
Okay. Ravindra, Dr. Ravindra, what have you understood from this? Ravi? Okay, finding a problem and working about it systematically, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. And is there anyone who would have a different view on this?
Sir,
what
sir,
May I know who this is? Because,
yes.
yeah.
Sir, it's Khushbu.
Okay, please go ahead.
Sir, research is a scientific and systematic approach
Okay,
towards
but
finding
I mean,
solutions.
don't bring anything from outside, madam. From the anecdote, it is right. It
Yes,
says
sir.
that, yeah, that's right. So
Yes.
research is first thing. First question is, what is research? Research is a systematic approach.
And scientific.
Yeah,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
scientific, systematic approach to find solutions to some problems.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, as far as linguistics and language teaching concerned, this definition works very well. And when it comes to literature, we don't have any problems to address in literature. We only analyze situations in any literature. That we will come to that aspect later. So far we understand from the anecdote, the narrative about Chinnu, that research is something that is a systematic study to find solutions to a problem. And he says somebody's topic is just you should locate your own problems, and you have to find out problems, solutions to these problems very systematically. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Logically, systematically, you've got to go about it. Okay, another points to ponder too. We've got, what do you need to do research? What do you need to do research?
Actually, the research is need to develop a topic, sir.
Okay, what do you need to do? You first and the foremost aspect to conduct any research systematically is to find a topic, right? That is the first thing, or an area of research broadly, and within that area you must find a topic. A topic is decided by the problems that you would have encountered while teaching. Right now, what are the methods of choosing a topic? What are the methods?
Review
What to choose a topic? Sorry,
Review
sir?
literature? Sir, is it review literature?
Review existing literature.
No, sir. No, sir. Don't go anywhere. You have to answer based on this worksheet of Chinnu. What are the ways of finding topics for doing research?
Visiting library,
Sir,
reading the old pieces.
Okay.
I think there is some problem. I do not know how to address this. I'm not able to see all the participants here. Why is it like this?
Dear participants, you can unmute your camera also while asking questions. Introduce yourself and then ask a question or reply to the answer.
No. Oh, can I ask Anand Singh? Can you answer this? What do you need to do
Anand
research
Singh,
is
please
over?
respond.
What are the methods of finding a topic, Anand Singh? I don't know whether they have internet.
Sir, actually, that slide is not properly visible, sir.
Oh, slide is not visible. I have shared it to you, sir. There is no slide here. I have shared already with you. I requested all of you to also use the text there. This slide cannot be visible. I am reading it for you. Okay. Any other person from
Balram Gangada, can you respond to the question?
Yes, sir. Yeah, Balram. Yeah, please, madam. Somebody is trying to tell me.
Balram, can you respond, please?
Yes, sir. It is Like we can approach our seniors or faculty.
So as you
Yes, sir.
teach, you will encounter a lot of problems. It could be about how to teach listening, how to teach reading, how to teach speaking, writing, vocabulary, developing specific vocabulary, or also teaching grammar deductively, inductively, communicatively, using CLG approach, using structural approach, etc. And also pronunciational problems. You would have found a lot of them and how to go about doing it. So therefore, if you start teaching, you will encounter problems. One is asking your teachers for a topic. Second, talking to your seniors who are already pursuing research. Third one, sitting in the library, reading through all the old pieces. Fourth one is by discovering your own problems, by taking to teaching. That's right. So through this anecdote about Chini, we understood 3 points about research. What is research? And what do you need to do research? And that's a topic. And how to find a topic? We understood that there are 3-4 ways. I'm not limiting this finding a topic, the means through which you will learn topics based on which you would like to work. Now, further, I would like to share one more with you. Sorry. Please hold on. And another that I'm sharing with you is, what is this here? Okay. Please access this worksheet that I've just shared. Did you get to see that? Is it there?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yes, just received.
Sir,
Now, what's happening? We've already
so
chosen
from
a
my side,
topic.
I am unable to see the slide.
No, why not slides, sir? Please, I have shared this on your group.
WhatsApp.
Okay, there's no slide
WhatsApp
here.
group. Okay, sir. Sorry.
It's on your WhatsApp group. Worksheet 2 is already there, sir.
Mhm.
Is it there?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Dear participants, go through your WhatsApp group which you are added, and then open the worksheet which our resource person, Mr. Venkat Reddy, has shared to you.
I've already shared it there. It's all there on your WhatsApp, please. Everybody. One of you please read out what's happening to Chinu. Chinu has chosen a topic right now.
After her MA, Chino did not waste her time.
Yeah.
She was determined to become a language teacher. It was therefore natural that she signed up for a crash course on how to teach English as a second language offered by the EFL University Hyderabad.
So Chinu didn't waste any time after P. So she did a crash course on how to teach English because she wanted to discover her own problems to pursue her research. That's the idea. So the course has changed the perception, that is the crash course on EFT, changed the perception of teaching a language, especially teaching English as a second language. Therefore, all of you, if you're pursuing, you would like to become a teacher, don't forget to do a course on teaching English, PGDTE or PGCTE. Towards the end of the course, there was a campus selection drive. So Chinu was there already on the course. In that, Chinu was hired to teach English at an engineering college in Guntur. She started teaching English in Guntur because she didn't want a topic given by anyone, and she didn't want to depend on any sources for discovering a topic. She wanted to find out a topic based on which she would like to do a PhD. That's why she started teaching. She knew that proper input is essential for a better output. What she's talking about, any language education, input is essential. If the input is comprehensible, if the input is clear, if the input is well graded, output will have no problem at all. Therefore, Chinu began using the native speakers' English as input in her listening classes. So she didn't have to further conduct any more classes on pronunciation because the input is straight away taken from the native speakers, and you don't again have to go for remedial teaching or teaching pronunciation separately. Therefore, very well comprehensible input that Chinu presented in classes. She would visit www.bbc.com every day to download audio clips for her listening classes. She's emphatically certain that if learners are exposed to flawless English, their oral input will also be flawless, right? So this is interesting. So she's now in her classes. She's using listening material for her listening. She's using authentic material that she drew from. She taken from bbc.com. After downloading the audio clips, she used to listen to them for several times. Like all of you, everyone, please mute your mics. And whenever I ask you, you can unmute and respond. I appeal to you, request you all. So she downloaded the clips. She used to listen to them for several times because every teacher, before conducting a listening session, would have to listen to that clip several times because you have to set certain questions, certain comprehension items. So in the process, she realized something very strange that she did not so far identify. What is that strange thing? Her curiosity grew. She kept listening to the native speakers' English, and she understood that the native speakers spoke plural marker S, that is the plural morpheme S or ES, pronounced differently in different nouns. The plural speaker spoke, that is, the native speaker spoke plural nouns differently, different nouns. So that's she found out, and her curiosity grew. Why is it happening this way? In English, as you're all aware, there are 44 sounds, and 20 are vowel sounds, and 24 are consonant sounds. Yeah. So there are two types of plurals. I'm sure your grammar is intact and very strong, activating your knowledge right now. There are regular nouns, there are irregular nouns. Now, regular plural forms are made by adding S or ES to the singular nouns in the following way. Cup, add S becomes cups. Pen plus S, pens. Shoe plus S, shoes. So you can see it here, S being added to singular nouns in 3 different singular nouns. And as Indian speakers of English, we would say cups, pens, shoes. But Chinu had a different problem when she heard native speakers use these plurals. she found out that in each case, they were pronouncing the same plural S differently. What she observed was this: the plural marker S is not uniformly pronounced whenever plurals were formed. For example, in Indian English, it is cups, pens, shoes. But in the English that Chinu went through for her classes, she found out that there is a difference in the way, although the morpheme is the same, but the phonetic environment to which it is added makes it differently realized. And she shouted, she, came out with this Eureka! I got a problem. The S is same, the plural marker is same, plural morpheme is same in all the three words, but in each case, it is phonetically realized differently. Chinu found a problem to do her research. It's going to be the topic based on which she's going to undertake her research and write her PhD thesis. She followed the fourth method of finding a topic, finding an area for doing research. That is, she wanted to, discover her own problems by resorting to teaching, and now she found that in the way we use the pronounced plural markers in Indian English is different from the way native speakers use it. And cup, S, is different. Pen, they say pens. And in shoe, they neither say shoes, they say shoes. And why is it happening this way? Chinu wanted to find the problem. The plural marker, S, is pronounced two different ways. She was, till now, she understood that the plural marker is pronounced in two different ways. In some areas, it is pronounced as S. In other, it is pronounced Z. For instance, cup, cups, pen, pens, shoe, shoes. In two of the nouns, S is phonetically realized as Z. In one area, it is Sa. Why is it like that? But we Indians use all uniformly, and we use a voiceless cup, pens, shoes. But Chinu found out a problem. Thus, she came to raise a set of questions. Why are plural forms differently pronounced? Although the added suffix morpheme is the same, that is S. Look at over there. What kind of nouns pronounce S as, and what other nouns pronounce it as Z? Third question. What phonetic environment causes this change in pronunciation? Now, you can see so far, Chinu started teaching, and in her teaching, she found a topic because she found a problem. The problem is within the area of phonetics, pronunciation, and her problem is the pronunciation of plural markers. So once she understood a problem, she also has questions, what are called research questions. Now, points to ponder. What do you need for a research topic?
We need to be a keen observer, firstly.
All right. Keen observer, wonderful. And any other, everybody? Ravindra?
Research problem.
Sir, we need to find out a research problem.
Wonderful. Unless you're a keen observer, what Madam has just cited is one of the qualities of a researcher, that is. But here, what do you need for a research topic? For a topic to sustain, you need to have a problem.
Research problem.
Yeah.
Recognizing nuances in pronunciation.
That's a problem, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. You're a keen observer. Based on your keen observation, you noticed, you located a problem. So points to ponder 4. In research, you need to have a problem, particularly in linguistics and language teaching. Yeah. So once you need to have a problem. Now, how to go about developing and approaching the problem is another handout. is another worksheet. Have you understood from Chinu's anecdote, the narrative that you have to have a problem? For that problem, based on the problem, you come to understand your topic. Now, another one. Let's go to the third worksheet. Where is it? Oh my God. It's such a problem. Please hold on. I'm sharing with you.
Dear participants, be hold on a few minutes. Saraj is sharing the third worksheet through your WhatsApp group.
Yeah, please open your WhatsApp and go for the third worksheet. Third worksheet is with you. Yeah. Third worksheet is with you already. Please access this worksheet. Mona, are you also following?
Yeah, just now it is received.
Received, yeah. So she found out a problem. The problem is about the pronunciation of plural marker. And what is to be done? Once you found a problem, you raise certain questions. I know that S is predominantly used for the formation of plurals in the English language. However, when it comes to vocalization of S, that is pronunciation of this S, it is not uniformly distributed in the native speakers' English, unlike our Indian English. Why is it so? What is that makes is pronounced differently and in different phonetic environments? To that extent, Chinu started collecting data. Once you have a topic and once you have a problem, based on the problem, you have a topic. Once you have a topic, you raise certain basic questions. To answer those basic questions, that is called research questions, you need to collect data. So Chinu started collecting data by listening to a lot of English being used on the BBC or other authentic sites. She kept a notebook and collected some data, little data, not so much. While listening, she listed out all the plural nouns and wrote them all in her notebook. It means that she conducted a small tentative study called pilot study. So these are all, technical terms that come under the area, come within the area of research. Pilot study. Pilot study, to do a pilot study, it's not a main study. The data collection is not so much. You collect some data and put the data and start analyzing it. And that is called pilot study. In the pilot study, Chinu collected the following data: singular noun, plural marker, and pronunciation. Now you can see it here. Pot, S, that is the plural marker. Pronunciation is pots. Top, tops. Pen, not pens, but it is pens. She noticed as being used by the native speakers. Bag, bags. Tick, kicks. Kite, kites. Ball, balls. Book, books. Shoe, shoes. Cow, cows. So this she maintained, collected as a data as part of what is known as pilot study. Pilot study means once you identify your problem, you raise certain questions. To find answers to those questions, you collect some data and analyze whether you can form or find answer to the questions. And this is the data that Chinu managed to collect from the audio material that she had sourced from bbc.com. Okay. She did not use any quantitative research techniques here to analyze the data. Quantitative research techniques, which has certain specific tools such as questionnaire. Chinu did not use questionnaire. Chinu did not use interviews. Chinu did not use checklists, surveys to collect the data. What she did is merely used a qualitative research method, that is subjective observation. It is up to the researcher's own keen observation. Researchers use of critical thinking. Researcher, that very sharp way of listening to, sharp ways of the data. So it is your own perception. And based on your own perception, if you do that, it's called qualitative research. But if you use the tools such as questionnaires, interviews, checklists, surveys to collect data, that is called quantitative research. The quantifying research, and here qualitative research. So Chinu, what she used to collect data, the research method that she followed is not quantitative, it is qualitative, because she did not use any of the research tools that form quantitative, that are tools, questionnaires. She did not interview, she did not interviews of the subject, interviews of the teachers. She did not go all the way to England to say how they use, etc. But she had a very keen ears based on which she collected that data. So she used a method called subjective observation, that's called qualitative method. Now, points to ponder. So far, what do we understand? What do you need for study at this stage?
Sir, may I?
Everybody?
Yes, sir. May I?
After you find a problem, based on the problem, you have a topic. Based on the topic, you raise certain questions. You now have to validate those questions. To validate the question, to understand the question, to come to a tentative conclusion by way of finding answers to this question, what do you need? That is the issue here. What do you need, everybody?
Yes, sir. May I?
We need a methodology, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
First of all, you have to confirm whether what problem you have observed or located is real or not, and for that you have to conduct a pilot survey, a pilot study, so that you make.
Okay. Any other? Thank you very much. I'm unable to see. I don't know. Today there is a.
So can we frame a hypothesis?
No, madam, we did not come to that far, right? We are only asking based on Chinu's observation, Chinu's anecdote and the narrative. What do you understand we need for study at this stage? Because Chinu found a problem.
Data collection.
Who's saying it? Who said data collection? Yeah?
Research scholar from Vignan.
Okay. What's your name, sir?
Sorry?
What's your name?
Bibin K.
Okay, Bibin K said, what we need is data. Any other?
Data formats
Crop verification methods and learn, unlearn, and relearn conceptualization.
Who's saying it? Is it Devang?
Yes, sir. Devang here.
Okay. Padmashree, you wanted to say something?
Yes, sir. This is the data analysis, that is in identification of pronunciation patterns for plural markers.
I think any other? Thank you very much, Padma. Any other?
Sir, could I?
Yeah, Nigam. Yes, Nigam. Please go ahead.
Sir, first we have to see that whether this problem has been addressed by someone else earlier or not.
No, don't go that far, sir. I think we have a problem of reading and listening, all of us.
So we need methodology.
We need to find a proper methodology.
After finding a problem, after zeroing in on a topic, she formed 4 questions. She needs to answer those questions. To answer those questions, what is required?
Methodology.
Sir, primary and secondary text.
Data.
Who is saying data?
Data analysis is required.
No, first you need data, sir. Before you analyze the data,
Sir,
you
may
need
I
to
know the
data.
tool,
This
sir?
is the data. Everybody,
Sir,
it's
Which is primary data.
Sir, primary and secondary text and data.
This is a primary data that Chinnu collected by listening to BBC English.
Audio
She
material.
kept a
Yes.
notebook and collected some data. Everybody.
Yeah.
Agree,
Yes.
sir.
Once you have research questions, you need some data and to answer those questions in the form of analysis. Everybody.
Yes, sir.
Everybody.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Yes, sir.
So
Got it,
this
sir.
is the sequence of doing some very serious work. So once you have a problem, based on the problem, you will have a topic. Once you have a topic, and you will raise certain questions. Based on the problem, you raise questions. They're called research questions. To answer the research questions, you need some more data. First, your observation, then you collect some primary data in order to answer the basic questions related to your problem, and this is the data. So therefore, what do you need for study at this stage? You need data that Chinnu had already collected. Now, next question. What are the two time-tested research methods which are used to collect data?
Qualitative method and quantitative method.
Quantitative.
Anybody else has some other creative methods that you think you have?
Sir, triangulation method. This is Kiran.
I said
Triangulation
only
method.
two I said already.
Primary
Two
and
time-tested
extension.
methods. Two time-tested methods are, you're very right here in saying it. It's a qualitative and quantitative method. Quantitative and qualitative method. Time-tested research methods used to collect the data. Now, Chinnu collected the data, right? Primary data, we said. That primary data, she collected it by way of listening to audio clips of the native speakers, which uses audio clips. She didn't use any of the, Indians' English. I'm not saying it's bad. It's a research. I'm trying to tell you our English is equally valid, equally respectable, and equally important in world Englishes. Okay, so time-tested research methods are, one is qualitative, another quantitative. Now, can you tell me what method Chinnu used?
Subjective observation.
Okay,
So
subjective
qualitative.
observation. Is it qualitative or quantitative?
Qualitative.
So therefore, she used a qualitative based on observation as a tool. Okay, observation as a tool. Now, what are the tools that we have under quantitative research, everybody?
That is a question.
Yes, Mercy, Anansia, please
Yes, sir.
announce. Mercy, what are the tools that form the quantitative approach?
Questionnaires, surveys,
One
interviews.
is questionnaire, another one interview,
Interviews, checklists,
surveys. Okay, checklist, etc. You go with a checklist and you keep on ticking it. Very nice, very nice. Any other? Tanmoyi, Rajbamshi, you got something to say because you're.
Yes, sir.
What
So
is
may
that?
I ask a question?
Please, sir, Tanmoyi, why didn't you wait till the topic is over? Presentation
you
is
know-
over. Yeah,
Sir,
tell me,
are-
Tanmoyi.
Okay, sir, are not questionnaires used in qualitative research method? Because, just to conduct qualitative research, and, while doing that, she also asked herself a number of questions.
Okay.
So,
But then, sir, questionnaire is administered. Questionnaire is collection of questions that are systematically present options. Tanmoyi.
Got it.
It's a tool used. Having some questions in your mind cannot be a questionnaire. Questionnaire is a set of questions, Tanmoyi, and with some, there is some space for the subject, whether to use A, B, C, D, etc. Option is also given, Tanmoyi.
Okay.
However,
Rating scale.
Gitaraj,
Rating
Gita?
scale, sir. Rating scale.
Geeta, are you from Delhi?
Yes, sir. Good
Okay,
evening,
Geeta.
sir. Good evening, sir.
Good evening, Geeta. Good evening. So please tell me, Geeta, here, what are the techniques that form quantitative research?
In quantitative, we use questionnaire,
Yeah.
rating scale.
Reading
scale
skill,
also.
no, check. Okay. It's
Uh,
there already in the narrative of Chinnu. You will see them one after the other. Tools such as questionnaire, interview,
Interviews,
checklist,
checklist,
surveys to
and
collect
surveys.
data.
Checklist, yes, sir. Realia
collect
can
data.
also be used, not mentioned here, but Realia can also be used.
Okay, Realia, right? Okay, but everything cannot be done in one workshop, right?
Correct.
So she merely used here only qualitative research that is based on her own observation. Now, a point to ponder. Seventh point, everybody. Can these two research methods be clubbed to form a third method? If yes, what name can be given to the third method?
Yes, sir.
You see, any method
Mixed
is not a
method?
watertight
Mixed
compartment.
methods.
There is always a spillover from one to the other. As long as you are working for solutions to problems in humanities and social sciences, these research methods are not watertight. One can easily spill over into the other. Again, the nature of the problem that you identify demands sometimes quantitative, sometimes qualitative, or if the problem calls for both to be used, as Geeta Rai said, it is a mixed method. As I said, club there, yes, it's possible club. We are dealing with the human nature, we are dealing with human behavior, and it's not something very much watertight. Spillover is imminent, and problems sometimes call for the use of both qualitative and quantitative. Therefore, we can go. My student, for instance, is working on oral competence. Why there is hesitation among the rural students when it comes to practice skill of speaking, and there he formed a hypothesis, he formed certain questions on the basis of his observation. Therefore, the method that he is using is both. That's why it's called a mixed method. It's not a sin to mix them. We can mix them, quantitative and qualitative. We can use the tools that actually form these methods in order to come for a very comprehensive conclusion of the topics. Now, point 8. What are the research tools or techniques used in this research method? Qualitative research, you've already said. Qualitative, what is the qualitative? It is observation.
Subjective observation.
Subjective observation. Quantitative research tools.
Question is
Balram Gangada. Mr.
Yes,
Balram,
sir. Data survey.
what are the tools we use in quantitative?
Textual analysis, sir.
No, quantitative.
Oh, quantitative, sir.
Yeah. Questionnaire.
Yeah, questionnaire, sir.
Survey.
Checklist, survey,
Checklist,
checklist, interviews.
Wonderful. Very nice. Rima Chakraborty, you have to say something? Okay. Now, points to points. So we have come to 8 points. We've already understood that once you have a problem as a topic, and topic raises questions. To understand the questions, you need to collect some data, and to collect the data, use any of the techniques of qualitative or quantitative, sometimes both the techniques, and you collected the now. Chinu analyze the data, right? Collected using qualitative. Chinu analyze the data. Is there Geeta, can you read that for all of us?
Analyzed the data carefully and found out that when the plural marker is attached to a singular noun that ends in a voiced sound, as in 3, 4, 7, 9, and 10, sir is pronounced as z. In other cases, that is when the plural marker s is attached to singular one that ends in a voiceless sound, it is pronounced as
right.
What
It remains
after the data
voiceless,
collected.
So the data is collected above there. Now, she also says,
Pen.
Chinu found out 3, 4, 7, 9. 3, pen. 7, ball. 9, shoe. Pen, the singular noun ends in, the singular noun in pen ends in voiceless, voiced sound. Similarly, L is also voiced sound. And similarly, the vowel oo is also voice sound. So now she understood based on the data, limited data, that is primary data that she conducted, is she formed a conclusion that that if the singular noun ends in a voiceless, the added plural morphem remains voiceless. If the singular noun ended in a voiced sound, the added voiceless become voiced. Now, what is the next step after the data are collected so far? You understood? After data collection,
After the collection of
analysis.
data, we need to analyze, sir.
Bibi Aisha, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Bibi Aisha said, after collection of data, we don't sleep on it. We've got to analyze it. And that's what Chinu did. Data collected, data analyzed, and now after the analysis over, you will come to a conclusion, right? Okay, everyone? So data collected, data analyzed. Now I'll share one more worksheet with you because it's a workshop. Workshops are done on the basis of worksheets and all of us work together. And now worksheet 4 is on your way.
Dear participants, worksheet is shared in our WhatsApp group.
Everybody, you can access this worksheet on your group. Got it? Everybody
Yes,
got it?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes, sir.
Okay. Ravindra, have you got it? In this morning, I received a mail from a researcher from Aligarh. Is he there?
Yes, sir. Good evening, sir.
Good evening. I got to see a mail and I responded to you, right? Amjad Khan
Yes,
is
sir.
now
I'm
working
sorry.
here.
I just,
Sir, please tell me. Anand Singh, right?
Yes, sir. Actually, I was attending the meeting on this laptop and I was in the library, so I was not allowed to speak. So I have
All
just
right, no
installed
problem.
this on my mobile and I'm able to speak. Sure. Thank you, sir.
No problem. Yeah. Now, see, Chinu collected the data, analyzed the data, and now I would like to ask one of the participants to read it out. Who can help me? Who can help me here?
Akanksha Singh.
Okay, please ask Akanksha.
Akanksha Singh, could you read it, please?
Could you please this narrative of Chini, how different stages she's worked. Now she collected the data. Okay. Now after data collection, analysis is also done. So that's Akanksha.
Yes.
Are you there?
Yes, sir.
Please read out.
Yes. Thus,
Read it out. Yeah.
thus Chinu arrived at a tentative answer to the question.
Slowly, ma'am, slowly.
Thus, Chinu arrived at a tentative answer to the question.
Tentative answer, right? Yeah.
To the question that had pleased her in the beginning.
Yeah.
This tentative answer or attempted conclusion that is drawn is known as hypothesis.
Hypothesis. Now, please understand. I think all of you would have, I think in literature, you don't have any hypothesis. Hypothesis is there in language teaching. Hypothesis there in language study, particularly linguistics. You form a hypothesis. In science, it is there. Because in linguistics, they claim that whenever they do any research, it is done, they use scientific approach to language study. It's all linguistics. Therefore, as rigorously a physicist, does his research in physics, a chemist chemistry scholar does his research in chemistry, and people in linguistics and language teaching also do it, and they form a hypothesis. What is this hypothesis? She formed a hypothesis on the basis of the limited data, and after analysis, she formed a hypothesis. The hypothesis is like this. Whenever singular noun ends in a voiceless sound, the plural morpheme doesn't change the voice, remains voiceless. That is tops. However, if the singular noun ends in a voice sound, the added morpheme is realized in the voiced form. Therefore, it is called pen, pens. So she formed that hypothesis on the basis of the data collected and analysis. You gave those answers. Now, by this time, Chinu has found out research questions. The plural marker of the regular plural nouns are not uniformly pronounced. Sometimes as S, sometimes as what is this? Did I give you the fourth one or something else? No, it's the same, right? So research topic is pronunciation of plural markers by the native British speakers a study. Now, data collection, we have already seen quantitative data interpretation, she did it. And on the basis of the pilot study, she formed a hypothesis. What is that hypothesis? That plural marker of a regular plural noun are not uniformly pronounced. Sometimes sir, sometimes the, and when sir is pronounced in that way. Now, what is a hypothesis? Can somebody say now?
Yes, sir. Sir,
The hypothesis is an intelligent guess.
Yeah. Who's saying it, sir? I just wanted to know.
It is a sort of intelligent guess.
Okay, it's an intelligent guess. It is Balram or?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Balram. Okay. But Vasanta Aruna, Dr. Vasanta, what is your view of your understanding of a hypothesis? Vasanta Aruna, and her mic is unmuted. That's why I asked. Okay. Any other?
Yes,
sir, it is a kind of possible prediction.
Okay, possible. It's a prediction. Oh yeah, that's right. Prediction on the basis, not prediction, on the basis of some data that you have collected. That's right. Projection.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Yeah?
sir. Exactly. Projection.
Projection.
Sir,
Any other? Yeah. Who's this?
It's an assumption, it can be right or wrong.
Yeah, it's an assumption whether it will be proved or disproved, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Now here we have formed a hypothesis. Hypothesis is a tentative or a temporary conclusion, all right, which is arrived at as a result of conducting a minor study that is called pilot study. The main research, however, can either validate the hypothesis or null it as false or attempt to expand it. Sometimes the hypothesis could be, confirmed on the basis of the bigger data, that is secondary data, or sometimes we can disprove, that is called null. It becomes a null hypothesis. And sometimes we make some adjustments and rework on it to reframe the hypothesis in order to produce conclusions of the study. As a next step, Chinu wrote a research proposal based on this data, and you write something called a research proposal. So we can't just go and sit in the library and copy it from others. So this is, any ethical person with research ethics, academic ethics, will have to go through the stages. First, you need to work and then find a problem. Once you find a problem, you raise certain questions. Based on trying to answer the questions is nothing but forming a topic. And based on the questions, you will collect the data, and data is analyzed. Once the data is analyzed, you will form, that is called minor project. Minor project is minor data. pilot study based on which you will come to tentative understanding, solutions to the problem that's been bugging you, and based on which you write your hypothesis. And in order to validate this hypothesis, or to confirm the hypothesis, or dismiss to the extent of saying is null hypothesis, or sometimes you find a completely contrary conclusions to what you would have understood in the beginning. Based on that, Chinu wrote a proposal. Now, point to ponder. 10th one. What is to be done after finding the hypothesis? What is the next step after finding? Yeah, after you wrote your hypothesis, what is the next step that you got yourself? You need to be doing it.
So writing a research proposal.
Absolutely right. Once you've known that there was a problem and this is the solution, and you will write a hypothesis. This is the problem, this is the solution. I want to conduct some more data in order to check out whether this problem will be exactly like what I understood, or it's going to be something different. And you write your proposal. Sudhakar Reddy, Dr. Sudhakar? No, many are there, but nobody wants to answer. Mahesh? Prasanti?
Yes, sir.
Mahesh?
Yes, sir.
Mahesh, what's your answer to this question? What is to be done after forming the hypothesis?
Yeah, project proposal, sir. Next proposal.
Proposal, research proposal.
Yes, research
okay,
proposal.
You write a research proposal, and then what do? Armed with this research proposal, Chinu attended an interview for PhD at Vignan University and got selected. Excuse me, everyone. So once you have a topic, once you write your proposal, and you apply to different universities to do your research, because now you are certain that you know what's going to happen. You know that you're going to do, because there's a problem that is to be addressed properly. You did pilot study, you understood, you came to some tentative conclusions, and by undertaking larger data, secondary data, you either going to validate it, or you're going to disprove it, or your data becomes null. And once you land admission, in the very first meeting, our guide, Professor Balasubramaniam, told her to spend time in the library and prepare a list of articles and books which have been written in the area of pronunciation of suffixes in particular and pronunciation in general. Chinu had to do this job to learn and to have a comprehensive view of what research had already been done in the area of pronunciation of suffixes, and how her research was going to be different. In order to do that, you've got to go sit in the library. Of late, I think nobody is sitting in the library, browse through or ask GPT, ChatGPT to give list of topics, list of books which are closely related to the proposal that you have written. Now, point to ponder. What is the first reading list after you start your research?
Primary
once you got
data.
admitted, data is already collected, right? Data collected, primary data collected. It's called pilot study. We formed a hypothesis, and we know there is a problem. There is a tentative solution. Now you want to expand the area to embrace some more problems, and also to validate the hypothesis or make it null or produce something quite contradictory to what has been observed in the pilot side. Now, once you after you got admitted, Mona is there in the same department, Professor Sarada is there in the same department, Baiju is also there in the same department. So now, what is the first reading list after you start your research?
Already existed literature regarding the same topic.
Yeah, wonderful. Who said it? Put your hands together. I wish it's a face-to-face mode of research. It would work brilliantly well had it been physical and face-to-face. Since we don't know each other, where you are, positioned in space, time, in space, it's finding it difficult. Now, who gave this answer? Excuse me, sir.
Devang here, sir.
Sorry?
Devang here.
Devang says once you land once you're admitted to your research program, PhD program, your guide tells you go find out what is happening in the related field. That is called literature review.
Literature review.
Yes, sir.
Review. Literature review is not reviewing everything that's there in the library. You first have to zero in on some articles, research articles and books already published in the related area, and published in the related area. That is called a literature review. So first thing after get admitted is read a lot. Read not everything, but read something which is closely related. So literature review or review of work already done in that area, and how her work will contribute to expand the scholarship in the area of pronunciation. Now, that is once your literature review is done, you collect some more data using a quantitative or qualitative method or mixed method or realia, as Gita said. And there are other things, of course, in a day's time. We can't, Rome is not built in a day. So similar, literature review you do.
Yes, sir.
Again, you go off to collect some more data, and you again analyze data using certain data analysis techniques. In the days to come, you have all this going to be explained to you. Okay. Now, that's the story. Now I see Chinu being very, very busy now, trying to collect related research in the related area. You can now see, can you see Chinu here? You can see. Everyone, can you see Chinu?
Yes, sir.
Yes, yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Exactly. Chinu is in the library. Now Chinu is in the library. She's collecting data. You can see her submerged in piles of books, trying to form what is called
literature review.
Literature review. Okay. Now worksheet 1 over, 2 over, 3 over, 4 also over. Now I would like to ask, based on our understanding, because it's a workshop and I'm not inclined to load you with a lot of information. Nature and definition of research. We have already done it. There are some more here. Research is any gathering of data, information, and facts for the advancement of knowledge, or to, but if you have, whether you advance or not, but like Chinu has a problem, and she wanted to, convince herself that this problem could be understood in this way by undertaking a systematic inquiry whose goal is communicable knowledge. Communicable knowledge, knowledge that you publish will be read by somebody. If that person has a problem, and the same experiment could be reconducted to validate the results that are produced by Chinu. It's systematic, pursued according to some plan. Research is inquiry to seek, that is, find solutions or answers to certain questions, which are called research questions, based on a problem. And that problem is something experiential, like Chinu has experienced, or you can find out in the library. You're goal-oriented, that means task-based, knowledge-directed, focus on findings, go beyond mere information into experience. So these are some of the nature and other things. Why research? We've already seen to quench your thirst for knowledge, a solution to a problem that haunts or troubles us, fame and respect. Some people also do for fame and respect. Monetary benefits. These days, PhD is essential to land a job, and also for promotions and for increments, etc. And some internationally well-known researchers write books and get them published, and through publications, they get a lot of royalty, that is money. And these are some of the objectives of doing research. Now, what are the steps that are to be followed in writing your research? First is title, then the hypothesis you form. You raise research questions like Chinu has done, and research proposal or abstract you write. In that, literature review, methodology for collecting the data, data analysis or interpretation. Analysis is linguistics and language teaching. Interpretation is in literature. Conclusions drawn, and we also cite the limitations of the present research and scope based on the limitations. What scope is there to work on the same area for future research? You write references. References are those you have actually referred it to in order to, in that you quoted in the thesis, and select bibliography that falls within the area of research, and appendix, because it is linguistics and because it is language teaching, you would have conducted some data, questionnaires, interviews, everything. You also have to put that in your thesis. That becomes your pride possession. Whoever comes home, you can flaunt it saying, this is your own hard work, result of the hard work. That's all, everybody. Within the, I think there's something more qualities of a researcher. Voracious reader, personal attachment, ownership towards research, strong desire, highly motivated, innovative and self-reliant, patience and perseverance, risk takers, and one more we have gathered from is that a keen observer. These are the qualities of a researcher, everybody. And that's all I have for now. And questions. Thank you very much. Over to the organizers. Mona.
Thank you, Professor Venkat Reddy garu. And one question from all the research scholars from our university. That is, it is completely related with pronunciation and language. Could you make a bird's eye view of literature also in 1 or 2 bits? How the same...
Okay, please listen to me. It's not about pronunciation here. Using that in the background, I discussed some of the stages and some things that actually have to be followed to do research in linguistics and language teaching. Okay. I mean, problems could be in not related to pronunciation only. There could be problems of teaching using native speakers English in Indian English classes. There are problems, quite a few, but these are the things that are to be followed, I said. Okay, in literature, usually any literature is based on theory. Okay. We don't have a research question there. You don't have a problem, but you want to see, for instance, in Shakespeare, okay, what kind of society was pictured in the plays of Shakespeare? Okay, what society was it? How the working class was pictured in the novels of Victorian age? Take one writer and try to understand that. So you can go by, some of the very important literary theories: structuralism, post-structuralism, and colonial writing and post-colonial deconstruction, postmodern and post-truth. First, you have to have a complete understanding of these theories and try to read into these theories from the situations that you find in novels. So there it is analysis, there it is interpretation, whereas here it is analysis in language and literature. Since my basic and primary area is language and language teaching, and I used an imaginary, I created a Chinu and situated her in these so through her, we understood some of the fundamentals that form research in linguistics, language teaching, and in literature, it is quite a different basket. and requiring quite a different framework to understand. Within that given time, I don't think one can do more than that. Thank you very much, everybody. Any other question?
Thank you. It is open to all participants. If you have any queries or any suggestions or anything else, you can proceed for.
Good evening. May I take a question, sir? If I'm allowed?
Yes, madam. Yes, madam. What's your name, please?
I'm Dr. Geeta Rai.
Oh, Geeta. Okay, go ahead, Dr. Geeta.
Good evening, sir. Thank you so much for this your what
Didactic
would I
method
say?
of
Lovely. Yes, you're very encouraging, a very different and a innovative method. I remember you teaching us innovative methods of teaching in refresher course, and this was indeed an innovative method because we have never thought that through examples we can understand the various aspects of research in such a short time. So this is a
Thank you,
wonderful
Geeta.
thing. Thank you so much, Mohana sir, for allowing me to be here, and all the team, all your team members. So my question is, action research. I think you mentioned something about action research also.
This is
How we
exactly
would have
result
gone
of
there.
action research.
Pardon, sir?
This is a primary example of action research.
Right,
As you start working, you find problems, and to find solutions for the problem is action. As you're in activity, you find problems. So that is the fourth way of finding topics. Is you engage yourself in some activity, and there you encounter problems, and you try using certain frameworks to understand, and that's action research, Dr. Geeta. In fact,
Thank you so much,
Chinu's
sir.
all effort is a seminal example of action research.
Exactly. This is what I also felt, sir, because in fundamental research, our method is slightly different. We frame the hypothesis before we go to any study, pilot study we do for the questionnaire, developing a questionnaire. So I found the slight difference between the research in ELT and in education. That's all I need to say, sir.
Yeah, any hypothesis is, yes, that's right. Based on your observation, you form a hypothesis, right? And then you collect a pilot data, and you can validate the hypothesis, and then the secondary data, you can sometimes reach a stage where there is null hypothesis. Geeta?
Thank you so much, sir.
Anybody?
Yes, sir. I have Devang here. What is the importance of literary theory in the connection of particular research in literature?
Literary theory is essential. I don't know, because we work through theory. The world is one. Physical world is one. That is it is not Dvaita, it is Advaita. And it is Dvaita only through the prism through which we, not only just Dvaita, multiple points of view through which we understand this physical world. And those points of view are nothing but theories. Marxist view of society, capitalist view of society, the way your sweat is valued, it depends on different prisms through which you try to make sense of this physical world. So the prism is nothing but a theory. Prism is nothing but philosophy, using which you try to understand a particular phenomenon, social phenomenon. Therefore, in literature, we always try to see certain institutions and how they used to be understood in 16th century. How, for example, gender as a concept today, how was it understood in the 16th century? Was it the same stereotypical way men and women are portrayed in Shakespeare's plays? How is blood as a concept understood in Christianity? Has it spilled over into literature? So these are some of the theories that based on which we try to understand social institutions as they portrayed in or the psychological state of characters who also are part of certain institutions. And they are all backed by certain theories. And we started to implement those theories and try to understand the characters going by that. That's why literary theory is essential for literature to understand. We don't analyze, we interpret there.
Yes, sir. Got it, sir.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who's this?
Yeah, this is Dr. Sudhakar Reddy, sir.
Dr. Sudhakar, where are you from?
Yeah, I'm from Hyderabad.
Okay, Dr. Sudhakar, please go ahead, sir. What's your question?
Can you hear me, sir?
I can. Yeah.
We had a wonderful session, actually. The example which you have taken is awesome. So I have a question, sir. When it comes to ChatGPT tool, especially while doing research, could you throw some light on how to use this tool effectively without violating the ethics, especially for
well, I can say ChatGPT is a wonderful tool. I can't say tool, a resource for researchers to find out a primary list, secondary list, where what existing literature is available on a topic that you are trying to work out. I think that you can use it as a resource, but it cannot replace you. ChatGPT or any other cannot come to rescue in writing. You can use them as some apps that can give you knowledge about the availability about your research area, related books and articles. That way is a wonderful resource, but I don't think we can use it to write our thesis. It's not possible, because if you use ChatGPT to write your get your own writing corrected there and reframed there, and if you run that plagiarism software, it will show you from where you are, because it is already stored.
Thank you, sir.
It's a wonderful resource for getting list of work which is already done in that area, and some summaries of some of the books that can help you understand whether, because before you actually read the book, if you know the summary that you gain from Bard or ChatGPT, I think you can either want to go back to read the book or reject, saying that it's not, although the title appears similar, but the content may not be. That way, yes, it can be a very, very good aid for researching for anyone who wants to become a reader.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
My pleasure. Any other?
Yes, sir. Sir, may I ask? Yes, sir.
Please tell me, Khushbu. Where are you from,
Yes,
Khushbu?
sir. I am a research scholar in Central University of
Haryana.
Haryana.
Wonderful. Very nice.
Yes,
Kurukshetra, right?
yes, sir.
Okay, go ahead.
Sir, Mahendragarh. Yes, sir.
Mahendragarh.
Sir,
Okay.
yes, sir. Yes, sir. I wanted to ask, sir, in literature, what we really understand as a contributory research,
Contributory.
research.
What is?
Yes, sir.
See, may I suggest to all of you scholars, we don't need this platform to understand these basic things, Khushbu. Any question you raise and you can use is a contributory research. 2-3 people coming together, okay, that is a contributory research.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Contributory research will not give you PhDs, I want to tell you. Contributory research, you can do, publish books and get royalty, Khushbu.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you,
I'm
sir.
sorry.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Tota Raghu.
Sir, good evening, sir.
Yeah, Raghu, please tell me, where are you from?
Sir, I'm from Telangana, SR University, sir.
Okay, why? You're from Warangal, right? Go ahead.
Yeah, from Warangal, sir. Yeah.
Please tell me.
Sir, I have 2 questions to ask regarding that. Before that, I just need to appreciate you. It's a wonderful session, sir, by taking the story of Chinu actually to explain the research process. It was a unique concept you have taken, and it was very nice, sir.
Workshops have to be like that, Raghu.
Yeah.
We can't play with words in the workshop. It is participatory. Yeah,
Yes,
go ahead,
sir,
Raghu.
exactly.
Yeah.
So question number one, for example, if I would like to write a ELT PhD thesis, actually, how many literature reviews I have to collect?
There is no hard and fast rule, Raghu, about how many pages I should write, how many, nothing. It depends as much as it feeds into your thesis.
Yes, sir. Actually, some of the people
No, my question is, your research review should also feed into your thesis, right? In such a condition, this was done in this way, but mine is a different thing. Comparative study will have to be developed. It's not just giving the summary of each of the books. It has to somewhere be aligned with your thesis. If you read something, you're presenting there, in these circumstances, this research was conducted, and however, my thesis is something different. If the topic is same, area is same, the conclusions are same, why are you doing research?
Yes, sir. Yes.
So therefore, Raghu, my only answer to you is that as much as is required. There are no hard and fast rules in research. It's not an sitting examination. You should write only 50 sentences. Write an essay on this topic about 100 words, 200 words. Such things are not there, Raghu.
Yes, sir. Thank you. So one more question, sir, regarding ChatGPT.
ChatGPT, yeah.
So actually, ChatGPT is not a database, if I'm not wrong.
Okay.
For example,
wonderful. Yeah, but they say it's not database. It says that I have data only till 2021, and anything new after that, I have no idea, etc. It says.
Yeah, true. Actually, after that, it is not programmed.
It's
and
not
before
programmed,
that, it is going to generate the data. Right,
Absolutely.
sir? But for example, if I'm going to generate the data using ChatGPT, actually, if I test the plagiarism percentage in Turnitin or any other plagiarism softwares, actually, and it is not showing the percentage of the source. Rather, how much of percentage of the content has been developed or generated by AI it is showing. Will it be considered as a plagiarism?
It is.
Oh.
However, Raghu, please find some more answers from others. My knowledge of these things are not so much. Okay, Raghu?
Okay.
And I'm also learning because technology is changing every day. And, keeping tabs with all this is sometimes very difficult, Raghu. And I must tell you that, our researchers who are pursuing PhD in universities are better placed in terms of knowledge of using internet than me.
True, sir. I can understand that.
Yeah,
Thank you,
because
sir.
when we did our work and we are still learning internet and all these apps and other things, Raghu, I think you should talk to some other on this for a fairer idea. You just can't go by what I said earlier. Okay, Raghu? Cross-check.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much. Yeah.
To conclude this session, Professor Reddy, there are two questions from our foreign scholars. One from Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, KSA. They are studying in Zajan University. They texted me. Can we make this action research into an experimental research?
Yeah, you can. Action research, the Chinu's example is in a live example, animated example of action research. Whether it is action research or research, it can be an experiment. Why not, sir?
Yeah, okay, right. Another one. They sent a proposal to the university.
In literature, we don't have experimental research.
So modern business concepts of entrepreneurship reflected in Shakespeare's Merchant of Venice, a study.
Yeah, entrepreneurship. Exactly. Yeah. Modern concept of entrepreneurship reflected in one sentence, it is done.
Yeah.
If it is reflected. If it is not reflected, it is not reflected. So what research is there, sir?
Okay, Dr.
In one book you can't do. You can say the concept of entrepreneurship as it is found in the literature of the Elizabethan age.
Yeah.
Because the scope has to be expanded.
Means can we make a comparative
Yes,
study?
why
of
not
that?
comparative study? Literature of the 16th century Elizabethan or literature of 20th century or Arabic literature, for instance.
Right. Now, last, Rima, Dr. Rima has one question. With this, we can conclude.
Rima is their co-host.
Yes, sir.
Yes, Dr. Rima.
Sir, this is more of a reflective question based on a problem that I have identified, and especially there were so many questions related to this problem, this issue. I would, as I look at it. So, my question is: with the increasing influence of AI, artificial intelligence everywhere, will humanities become the only field of research in future?
That everybody is asking these questions. Will human beings survive?
Yes, sir. Yes,
Because on the onslaught and the all-powerful nature of this, especially weaponry guided by AI, the same thing can also go against us. Rima, this question I haven't understood. Could you rephrase?
Sir, actually, what I have felt is that AI is doing everything of late. So, and when it comes to the scientific research, given a few years, I think AI will be able to do that as well. But one thing that AI cannot do is AI cannot think the way we human beings do. AI
They can't replace human beings, right?
Yes, sir. Reflect. They cannot reflect. They can just analyze and evaluate and give the data and evaluate the figures, but they cannot they cannot do what Chinu has done. The way Chinu observed, right, sir? So
absolutely right.
So, in such a situation, do you think that because of late people are not studying humanities at all, so and we know it best, sir. So people only come rushing for engineering courses, and even if they take other courses like BSc, and so they will they will always take up subjects related to computer science and all those things. But in humanities, people are not taking interest in humanities. But do you think that a few years down the line, humanities will become one of the main fields of study,
Madam,
one of
make
the
a
main fields of
question.
research?
Madam, make a question.
Yeah, I think I'll agree with you, Rima. I think whatever that appears in our scientific, landscape, the expansion of AI can better our healthcare and better our other things, but I don't think they can replace human beings to the extent of reflecting, on situations the way, as you said, Chinu has done it. We will certainly have our humanity in place, and many in future also will come to us and asking us to write books, and I don't think AI can write a novel. Even if it writes a novel, I don't think it can be as humane, in talking about emotions. I'm not sure. Yeah, I don't think any AI can replace human being in terms of, dil ka jo cheez hai. I don't think they have a heart.
Yes, sir. True,
as long as they don't have a heart, we don't have to worry.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much for confirming it.
Absolutely. Thank you very much, everybody. I hope, Mona, is it over? Done?
Yeah, sir. I would like to propose a vote of thanks for spending your valuable time with our participants today. On behalf of Department of English and other Indian and foreign languages, I thank Professor Venkat Reddy K for spending his valuable time preparing 4 workshops within the short span of time and circulating them and enlightening all the scholars how to start their research and how to form the hypothesis and how to conclude it, and then how to make a literature review also. Like this, from question number point to ponder number 1 to point to ponder number 11, an excellent clear-cut division is given for that. Most of the scholars seeking admission into PhD program are asking the main questions are how to do research. To all those questions, not only from our university, in many universities, how to do research, all questions, only one answer is today's Professor Venkat Reddy sir's lecture here. So I request all the participants to go through the chat box. The link is given for sharing your feedback on this session. Okay, it will give you for 5 to 10 minutes to fill up it. And I thank Professor Reddy for spending your time and being with us. And I request you on behalf of all our research scholars and the Department of English, be on the panel of our Board of Studies in the forthcoming sessions.
Okay, no problem.
As Professor Sharda Madam, the bandwidth is very weak. I don't know whether she is there in the participants. Professor Sharda Madam?
No, I think she claimed in the morning itself that there is a problem.
She intimated a little bit earlier that today morning onwards here no power at all, so that bandwidth problem. I thank Professor Venkat Reddy for spending your valuable time and then enlightening us with the proper way of going through research. And I thank our head of the department, Professor Sharda Madam, and also our university authorities for according permission to conduct this type of programs. And again, we will meet day after tomorrow with another session by Professor Rajagopal, sir, and we can go through that also. Like this, we will have lectures, 10 lectures are there. As per the NEP 2020 R22 regulations, we wanted to have research methodology session, at least 10 sessions, so that the university has decided like this. So, see, whenever we give the invitation letter and whenever I make a phone call, Professor Venkat Reddy responded positively, and then showing his blessings and showing his fraternity with all the teaching community here. I thank you, sir. Thank you very much for being with us, and I hope we can do many things in future also like this. Thank you very much, dear participants. Fill up the feedback form, and after filling up the feedback form, then only you can play. Thank you.
Okay, everybody. Thank you. That's all we have.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Some other time, some other space, on some other topic. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.